All right, welcome back to Indiethon. Hopefully we have audio this time around. And yeah, without further ado, I'm not even going to say anything. Guys, take it away.
Sure. Okay. Count on 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Ninja Village.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm not sure how much of that was heard, so I'm Kyle Berry Sr. I Senior the Messenger. I'm very honored to be here commentating for a personal hero of mine. The inspiration got me into running the Messenger, kuningasest. Also joining me on commentary, the current world record holder, the champion and the man I passed my scroll to, Grandius.
Hello, everyone, and don't let Kyle sell themselves short. They are one of the absolute all-time greats, and also held many world records in this game in the past. Absolute legend as well. Kyle Berry. It is an honor to commentate Kuni today.
Absolutely. So just jumping into the Ninja Village, we're hitting some things in the air. We're seeing some lines under Ninja's feet. This is called the Cloud Step, and it's the core integral mechanic of the Messenger's movement flow. What this is a jump refresh anytime you strike an object midair, and this is going to allow us to do some awesome acrobatic feats. Wait for the scrawl.
Absolutely, and the Cloud Step, really, there's so many interesting ways to use it. I think it's the fundamental mechanic that makes this game awesome. I mean, there's a million other things, but we'll get into that as we step into Autumn here in a little bit.
We get a beautiful 2 homie shards from this heroic figure who looks so awesome and has saved us from a prophesized demon curse where they're to strike humanity every 500 years until our hope is squashed and we surrender to oblivion. Yet, as prophesied, the Western hero arrives to save us, passes us a scroll, and says, here, you have to take this up a really high mountain for some reason. So, we're okay, well, that's awesome. Kind of tired of showing up to history class every day, so let's go on a quest.
Yeah, there we go. And as we go into Autumn, you're going to see already some speed tech being used. So normally when you're running into these turtles coming up and you slash them, you get pushed back. But what you're going to see Kuni go for is he's actually going to slash in the opposite direction. So that pushback actually pushes him forward. And there's lots of different interesting ways to use that. You can use it on blocks as well, and switches, and even bosses. And so this is some tech that Kuni's going to be using all over the run to save a little bit of time.
It's very, very exciting to see, very satisfying to execute. The turtle boost can interrupt you a lot if you badly do a turtle boost. It can end up being like a tube and the opposite of a boost and slow you down. So there's really large spectrum of time save and time loss in each boost. So it's quite a high skill ceiling. Just in the first level here, we're seeing really tight fundamentals at play.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd see Kuni stop by the shop there and pick up Strike the Ninja. It's going to allow him to slash projectiles, which you also get Cloud Steps from, getting those extra jumps. It's going to be incredibly useful. Kuni is going to be going for a damage boost here. Hopefully gets boosted to the right. Does get it. And a double turtle boost coming out of the spikes.
You love to see it.
Absolutely amazing play here so far. Now,
one other thing, as the climbing claws, we forgot to mention, 'cause he's just going so fast. But Shoppy, the wonderful shopkeeper character in there in that arcane shop, did give us some climbing claws, which now allow us to climb up walls, kind of Ninja Gaiden style, which is very exciting. Now we will notice the audio muffling as we go into the water a little bit.
Gotta say it, it's tradition.
It is.
Coming up, we got as soon as Kuni gets out of the water here. There is going to be the spike tower. I'm curious what strat Kuni's going to opt for, because there is a lot of different ways you can approach this tower to get over the top of it and kind of save a little bit of time over swimming under.
Going in with a damage boost, so okay, picking up the health and projectile spike tower, that is a solid, very clean execution. Grabbing a little extra shards from the pool there, very nice. This time shard currency, we're seeing enemies have a 40% chance to drop a time shard when they're killed. And we're going to be using those to pay that shopkeeper character to get our upgrades. We want to get to 130 shards by the end of Autumn Hills to get a Shuriken upgrade and Second Wind, which will let us jump when getting hurt to recover. Very beautiful grabs there. Can you just effortlessly scrolling through this room, holding right, beautiful jumping, cloud stepping flow, and here we call ladder skip. Nice sequence of jumps.
Absolutely, and there's so many like subtle things going on here that I'd love to talk about in detail, but it's a lot to fit into a small marathon. But just an example is when the ninja jumps, they go into the spinning animation, and their hitbox is kind of like only up at their head, basically. So they'll kind of like jump up, get around a corner, and then slash. When you slash, you stand up, and you instantly touch the ground, and you can instantly jump again. It's kind of like ledge grabbing in Super Metroid for people familiar with that run. But Kuni's been using that all over the place as well. So it's just more of these, really nice subtle time saves that add up to be a lot throughout the run.
Absolutely. Almost seeing it at the top of that cliff there. It's a really long cliff, so the timing is a bit janky, but over this run, we'll see a lot of slashing at the crest of jumps. There we go, cutest shops in town.
Hardest boss in the game.
The spontaneously generated pile of leaves and twigs, or the leaf golem for short. You're just going to be slashing before we can even start moving, and as long as you hold that slash momentum, get under that thrown leaf and throw your shuriken, you can do a one cycle here. It requires absolutely all of your damage, but it is possible.
Yeah, it's pretty easy once you get used to it, but if you do mess it up, the leaf monster gets his leaves back, protects them, and he jumps up top, and you lose like 12 seconds. So it's kind of a sad time if you miss it.
Now going into Forlorn Temple, we won't see very much of this level in this run. There it is. I hope you didn't miss it. We're dropping into the Catacombs.
Hi,
We're going to say hello to our first Phobkin friend, Necro, a dear friend, belovedly named Spooky Boy, well nicknamed. Ironically found in the Catacombs, where he is afraid of the dead. But snapping him out of the fear, we get him out of there, and we're progressing to go see what's going on in this hole, if there's a way out.
Yeah, the big thing with this level, Catacombs, it's the very cycle-based level. As soon as you load a screen, there's going to be crushers throughout that screen that are going to be like moving at a consistent cycle. And so you're always trying to like cut every corner as best you can so you can make the best cycle that you can.
Very nice battle room, getting a sneak peek at our level boss, Ruxton, there. Dropping into Pendulum Room, we're going to see a cute little Ducker Z as Kuni ducks under the swinging pendulum and then proceeds. Some neat swimming through a couple saw blades here, and then some deft collection of shards. We are still going to need a lot of shards to try to hit 251 by the Bamboo Creek waterfall. So this room is really nice because there is some high-level cycle exploitation that can be done here, but on the most part, those crushers at the end kind of gatekeep your speed, so you don't have to play perfectly to make the same time. Sort of like a bus.
Absolutely. You see Kuni doing stuff like riding those platforms only when they're moving in the direction he wants to go, just to get that extra little bit of speed there as well. And, taking some damage boost because, what's the worst that could happen? But for real, all these damage boosts are very calculated, and usually we know we have health coming up or just know how to maneuver around the enemies to avoid going to 0 HP.
In that case, for a long time, we didn't know if it was better to take that damage boost or not, because you have to wrap around and get the health in this room, but with some clean movement like that, it does end up saving some time on average. Just a couple bonks here, but just zooming through the Catacombs, getting ready for the Badonkadonk. We're going to have to set up for a cloud set from the ceiling. Going for the jump, not quite reaching the lantern, but there is a square trigger volume that you can bypass and not spawn Ruxton here. Hi, Ruxton.
Wait,
yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, getting that cutscene skip there, Badonk. It is like a 2-frame window, and there's also movement involved, so it's a pretty difficult trick to get, but it's no big deal. Just have to clear those Wizrobes out if you do miss it. And coming up here soon, we do have the room we call the Monster Vader, which you'll be seeing a lot of those slash jump kind of things I was talking about earlier. Yeah, beautiful.
Very nice.
Just going up so fast between that combined with cloud steps.
Great drops to those platforms as we go up for a crusher skip. Very scary. That is a horrifying strategy, and Kuni just sends it around the spike ball, risking certain death if he gets too close to it.
Yeah, that spike ball does do 3 damage. Kuni's got 3 HP, but he had the bravery and the skills to do it and save that 0.3 seconds.
Hi, Rux,
awesome to see.
Hi, Spooky Staff. We love you. We like to say hi to this boss, hoping that he'll go high on a coin flip. He's either going to spawn right there where he is now, or go up to his platform. It is a high Ruxton.
Nice. This does save like somewhere between 6 and 8 seconds, depending on how you play it, and very, very nice time save to see.
We like to say things save about 8 seconds in this community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just assume anything saves 8 seconds, and it's probably true. Coming up, we have one of the best songs in the game, Bamboo Boogaloo.
We do. If you me and people like me singing it badly on other streams, but I won't subject you to that today.
You're going to be making use of that current there.
Oh yeah, he's just zooming. Really nice back boost, just getting that Roly Boy crest over the Kappa, just outside of the hitbox, and proceeding with the back boost out.
You'll see Kuni as well making use of the Shurikens to hit switches as well, so he doesn't have to walk all the way across certain rooms, like one right there. Getting more of those turtle boosts we talked about earlier, also doable in switches and such. Very useful in this stage.
Very beautiful slash jump pickup on that projectile, getting just one bonk in that room, but we have plenty of HP to work with. And here we see a strange wanderer with a spear, some kind of halberd. We're just going to slash him and move on. We don't know what his deal is. Sometimes this platform can be stinky. It doesn't like to drop. I'll vouch for that. And we're going to get a beautiful fireless execution over here, jumping over the tree. Now, quick point to note, that is not considered out of bounds because we're not proceeding into a different screen while we're like in the HUD. It's just a temporary... We're up here, now we're back on the level.
Now we're going into the BC11, very difficult screen. Oh, and Kuni goes for what we call the G2 and nails it.
Named after Grandius, I believe.
Yeah, it is a strat I found.
Wonderful BC11.
That was amazing. That's a very hard room. There's kind of a lot going on there where Kuni slashed the first projectile to get up to the wall. And then the second projectile, you actually can't quite reach it, but he did a tech called crystal abusing, where if you slash while on a wall and then jump away, your slash for some reason goes behind you and at a much longer distance. So it was able to reach that second projectile through the wall that you normally wouldn't be able to get.
Outstanding, beautiful medley of the Kuni crystal abuse from early years and of the new tech of Grandis always reaching for those interesting angles.
Absolutely.
Wonderful Shuriken at the top, obligatory.
Get some good RNG manipulation, right?
Beautiful drops.
Coming up, Kuni is going to be getting the next upgrade, the wingsuit, which is going to let you glide and do all kinds of cool stuff. He's also going to be picking up some upgrades where you can do a downward slash while using that wingsuit and also be able to swim at very high speeds, which will be used for a cool bit of tech later in the level.
Very nice rally, Kuni coming out with just 2 shards, just knowing just how many he needed to grab out of that waterfall and proceed to get all the upgrades. Now we're going to see a lot of tight platforming through this level. It's really nicely designed, being a cave system. It's sort of claustrophobic, but has, you know, this nice uplifting windy melody because it was inhabited by people that worshipped the wind as the breath of gods. So we'll see some of their architecture in the background and other cool lore notes. For those interested in the Messenger lore, please check out the official Sabotage Studio Discord. They had wonderful ARG going on and lots of lore to discover in the wiki. Now back to the game. We are going into what we affectionately call Donkey Kong Room because of the horizontal platforms and the dudes throwing boulders. Now throwing 2 Shuriken to disable the knockback effect on that Kappa. Killing the enemy, hey, does not give you a pushback, so Kuni is able to very swiftly get through with no drift around these corners and bypass that second soft or DK skip.
Yeah, that skip is pretty tight, and that saw can very easily kill you if you're not fast enough, but Kuni just flew through the room, got that skip, saved those seconds. And I believe after very shortly here, we are going to be seeing that water boost I talked about. There's some tech you can do with it we like to call yeets, and where you use the speed from the water boost and then jump out of the water and then keep the momentum. Nice.
There it
Taking
is.
That
That's
flying
like
through.
top speed. That was frame perfect, if not close to it.
Yeah, very high speed there.
Unfortunately, missing that last jump around, but just not going to get crushed today. We're moving right on. Wow, Habu coming in with very large rate. Shout outs to Stardew community.
Love to see it. Now, very soon, after a couple more rooms here, we are going to have the Emerald Golem. Now, it's a bit of a tricky fight. There's basically this core that you need to hit like 8 times, and then you need to go up some air vents on the side to reach the head, because once you damage the core that much, the head becomes vulnerable. And what we'll hope to see here is a 2 cycle, where you only have to break that core 2 times through, but it can be pretty tricky and you take a lot of damage boost, so it's a pretty tough fight.
You're seeing 7 hits there. Unfortunate misses Shuriken, but we have extra. Jumping in, the important thing is getting up and maximizing the damage here, as Gron said. Really nice damage boost, making sure not to get caught on the shoulders on the way out. And there it is, the last Shuriken does its job opening up the core defeat. And we're going to be slapping this core Emerald Wisp, defeating his golem and entering phase 2 of the fight.
Yeah, and here it's another 8 hits. And you hope, yeah, that was a good fast kill there. Because sometimes that guy, he's completely random where he flies around. And it's easy to lose a lot of time trying to chase him around. So it's nice to get all that DPS right in there, take him down, and now float up into Quillshroom.
Definitely important to just kill the boss. We like to try to get lower on the screen than higher, as the float down time in the cutscene matters, but killing that boss is the most important thing.
Don't feel
Especially if
sad
the
about
Shuriken
boss.
spawn is the kind.
It was just a misunderstanding.
This boss does forgive us for smashing up their golem, but we still feel bad.
Ooh, the mushroom coming in.
That's a beautiful opening to Quillshroom. Let's give it up.
That was sick.
Coming into the marsh, this is one of the most brutal levels in the game for a casual runner or a beginning speedrunner. This is absolutely crazy room. The setbacks can put you back long checkpoints when you die. This room is so difficult that there's 2 checkpoints in it. However, if you've practiced enough, you can move through optimally, just holding right and occasionally getting those sick back boosts off the turtles.
Yeah, even done really fast. This room is like 40 seconds long. It's a long room. It used to be a lot easier, but now that we go for all these turtle boosts, it's actually a pretty difficult room because there's so many of them, and it is some tight inputs.
Absolutely.
That was unfortunate. I beat the cycle, but I just missed the enemy.
It happens. I forgot to say, congrats on Hey Skip. There's a big crunch sound of all the devs yelling "Hey" in 5 tracks of this game, and we use the Howling Grotto one to judge our time. Kuningasest got into the boss room before the second Hey played. Okay, so back to Quillshroom. We're jumping over these mushroom guys, watching out for stray heads that may be flying back at us, and beautiful movement through the boo ring there, getting the health in the bottom lantern. Very important to know where your HP is, where your checkpoints are when you're going through this level. But once you've mastered it, it really is kind of a breezy run. Everything's going pretty good until all of a sudden something goes wrong, then you're low health going through the Quillshroom gauntlet at the end.
Yeah, very well said. Here's another one of these rooms that's deceptively difficult. There's just a lot of boosts with those blocks and switches and the turtles and beautiful, cutting that corner beautifully right there. Also, try not to dip into that peanut butter down there too much. It is sticky. It slows you down quite a lot.
I hate peanut butter in my tabby. It just squishes around between my toes.
And coming up too is one of the hardest rooms in Quillshroom. It could be a very risky one as well. There's some different cycles that you can make, so we'll see what Kuni's able to pull off here. But this room could definitely be really tricky.
Almost perfect execution. Just getting that top grab on that wall would probably enable the right side. The room will tell you if it's safe and if you can go to the right of that crusher without getting pinched or not.
That's really good knowledge there, knowing like when you want to go around it on the left or go around it straight up through the right.
This boss is a beautiful cheese. She jumps around on the rope dart rings, and we have to try to knock her down, do a lot of damage.
And this is another one of these fights. There's multiple ones like this in the game where you can't just kill the boss. They kind of get locked at 1 HP until you've done enough damage, which Kuni did, and then she jumps into the middle, and then that's when you can, deliver the killing blow. So Kuni smartly positions himself at the rightmost side of the screen, throws the Shuriken to finish her off as soon as she becomes vulnerable for that last point of damage, and then is able just to exit out into Searing Crags ASAP.
Incredible. It would take, what, about 4.85 seconds to walk from the left at the end?
Oh, I think about 8.
About 8. Well said.
Oh, you gotta introduce us to the rope dart here, Kyle.
Here we're getting the best tool in the game, the dope art. That's going to enable us to grab through walls, lanterns, rings, enemies, bosses, just about everything. In addition to being an excellent movement tool, it's also going to act as gives us iframes. So we're going to be able to be very aggressive in boss fights, and it's going to refresh our attack animation and allow us to maximize our DPS.
Yeah, this run is kind of crazy, and then you get the rope dart, and it's like times 10. As you can see, Kuni is just absolutely flying through these screens, using various techniques with the rope dart, getting long-range rope darts to move horizontally, and using the rope dart actually to assist in climbing. You can kick off the wall and then use the rope dart to pull yourself back to the wall instantly and instantly buffer another kick. Combo that together, you do what's called a rope dart climb. You can just zoom up walls. Kuni, one of the absolute best players at this technique, and he's doing a great showcase of that right now.
Making it up, that's a very difficult ledge to reach off of that because you tend to be in a weird position coming out of the ceiling. But no problems getting right up. Kuni is just manifesting rope dart everything energy right now. Short hiccup of getting around. That's a weird room anyway to climb at the end.
Okay,
and we're just going to shake it off and go for the teleport suivant piquant. That is...
Oh, thank God.
Oh, very, very close. It's a better thing that didn't happen because this first teleport in the run has potential to kill you by placing you inside the spikes, as the enemy we're attempting to teleport is underground.
Beautiful right side. That was sick. That is such a hard room. There's some very hard rooms. This level's easily one of the hardest in the run, and Kuni just did a very excellent job there.
Wow. So right away, seeing the rope dart to get right behind this guy. How many people in their casual playthrough jumped over him? I know I did, or walked away from him afraid, like I can't hit this guy in the front because this guy Kolos, the red one, he's arm day and he has really tight abs, so you can't hit him in the front. But Seuss here is leg day and kind of has a belly going on, so you can hit him in the front, can't hit the back.
Yeah, and this is a similar fight to what I mentioned with the Queen. The goal is to get both of them down to a certain amount of like low HP, and then they kind of have like a death animation once their attacks have finished. So there's a good bit of RNG in this fight, and how many different attacks you get and what you get. But Kuni getting a lot of damage in, and they're finishing up the fight.
Now they can still kill you in that tag out if you have 1 HP and follow them up there, so always important to mind where your enemy is, where they're going. Definitely the most dreaded boss in the 8-bit run due to their patterns. However, with some good execution, we are on our way into Glacial Peak. Shovel please, or other dance emotes in the chat.
This level is amazing. This level, it's what the rope dart was made for. It feels like it's just everything has such a great flow to climbing this mountain.
I remember early on hearing, I think Stryzer in a GDQ talking about how this level is a great come together of all the things that the level design and messengers taught the players so far. There's been a nice cadence of here's a tool, here's a level to play with it, here's another tool and layers like that, and now there's Glacial Peak, and everything you have in 8-bit comes alive in this run as he is just flying up this vertical ascent.
So many different moves and tech and use of all the items to just fly up these screens as fast as humanly possible. It's just a great thing to see. Like this level is what speedrunning's all about.
We like to say all of a sudden this run becomes Celeste.
It's pretty accurate. And there is no boss of this level. But I mean, the movement speaks for itself. That's all you need in this
guy.
level. Who is that?
And now we
guy?
can just rope dart that guy and ignore him faster. You play the game to find out. This game is fantastic. It's one of my 10 out of 10s. It's my favorite game. Please play the messenger. Going in for a beautiful one tile here. Getting a small bonk, you have to respect the dedication to the perfect levy hop tech. Going in for platform drop here. Seeing the teleport. What has happened there is an accident. The enemy was killed, the red guy. He went into the graveyard, and then Kuni was still rope darting to that guy when he died because the slash killed him before the rope dart ended. So the game said, gee, I need a red untard guy. So, there's one in the graveyard, and it puts it back where the second one was spawning at the end of the room and just places Kuni there.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the developers sabotaged themselves actually kind of because we knew how to make them happen, but we didn't know exactly how it worked, and they actually explained it before, and that was the explanation they give is they reuse enemies if it's like the same enemy. And so, as Kyle said, it gets confused because the first one died, but you're still attached, and it just is like, oh, he's over here now. And we're just gonna reuse that guy for what should have been the second one. So it's a pretty cool tech.
More of like a Shunpo, I guess, like a blinky step, but we've always just called him teleports after Justin. We found him, Justin TP. Shoutouts to all of our technologists.
Here comes the scariest level of the game. It's full of lasers, spikes, ways to get crushed. The Tower of Time, the test of the ninja.
Kinds of spikes and lasers and wizards and ninjas and stuff. This is my second favorite level in the game, and I'm hoping for a Tower of Time save here as we go into Hail Mary. And he's going to go for the damage boost here, getting through all the lasers, using that damage. 4 damage off the first laser, 1 damage off the wizard bullet, getting through on the iframes twice. Beautiful haunts. Usually what happens there is you get stuck inside of that crusher, and as long as you don't press down, you don't die. We don't count it as out of bounds because it happens accidentally. You just jump out of the crusher. But Kuni getting beautiful rope darts, sticking to those walls, staying right on route, getting kind of a peepo troll wizard at the end, but this is okay. We're going to rope dart right through him and use that as a little bit extra boost.
Yeah, just look at the health management. Kuni, at the start they're going down to 1 HP, making use of all the hit points for the most optimal damage boost. Like that Hail Mary at the start saved 5 seconds. Very difficult, very risky. But Kuni is just managing it all well.
Failing the Kuni 1 cycle room. You'd love to see it. There's some struggle at the end wall there. You don't want to rope dart too high and then end up pressing down, as it can place you inside a collision temporarily and kill you. So definitely avoiding all the numerous hidden pitfalls in this run.
Yeah, there's very low room for error in this level, and you could get some HP to drop off those eyeballs and skip this little part too, but that's the only way that you could pretty much skip it fast. So did not get the HP drop from the eyeball. That's fine. Just have to wait a little bit there.
It does eliminate some risk, which can be a blessing.
That's a hard strat.
I am personally a little relieved. If I'm on pace, I want the health, but any other time, I don't want to do that strat.
Kuni not going to be having to take the walk of shame.
Beautiful far Shuriken.
Yep, amazing. If you don't have that Shuriken, we do call it the walk of shame because you got to walk across the whole room. Going for the crystal abuse. Tech I mentioned earlier in Bamboo. Getting that extra long slash through the wall to hit that crystal. You love to see it.
I'm lost. I forgot what I'm supposed to do.
It's okay. Hello, Corbel. This is our homie in red, Corbel. He has a magic ring that reverses time when we die. We still feel excruciating pain, of course, and canonically he doesn't show up in the tower, so there's a couple corpses in the background. But Corbel shows up to save our bacon here, and we're going to be going through this laser room one time. These are not all marathon safe strats, however, Kuni is in full control, except in the moments where we all sometimes forget what we're doing and become lost in the room.
Yeah, shoutouts to Kuni just sending it. Like a lot of these strats, like that Hail Mary at the start of tower and stuff, these aren't exactly the most marathon safe strats. Kuni is just sending it flying, going as fast as he can here. And I think that room is a good demonstration of why all this has been so impressive, showing like the slightest mistake and you end up at a horrible spot in this level and can easily die. There's just things that can kill you all around you at all times.
Not to worry, we are still on an excellent pace and well ahead of estimate.
I got full
Going
HP
now
now.
into the final climb. Big HP.
Never mind.
Guess I'll die.
It was a close
This
call.
room is very scary, and as we try to cut the corners tighter and get those clean slash jumps, it can sometimes work against us.
I'm fat
However, not to
fingering.
be deterred.
The thing is, it's really difficult to cut those corners or even rope dart them in general. I'm just fat fingering right now. No, again.
We say rope dart everything, but in this case, Kuni, stop rope darting. And he's up.
There we go. Oh, going for
Beautiful.
the laser skip. Oh.
Almost fully clearing.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna see a 2 HP Arcane Golem. Here it is, the most beautiful boss in the run.
The final boss of this category.
The time
And it's going to be a very tense one with 2 HP. Wishing you the best, Kuni.
Thank you.
2 shards.
Coming with 2 HP is also considered a bad decision.
It's okay, just rope dart high like Mama taught you.
Going to be using that rope dart. The rope dart does great use of invincibility, but it's not 100% consistent.
Very
when
bold middle
reattaching.
entry. He gets it. He's still on the boss. He's on the face. Everyone's got
Staying
faces.
up there. Damageless Arcane
GG,
Golem.
that's
GG.
time.
That's
Oof.
time.
It's time. Wow, that was a sick run. I promised myself that I'm not gonna hold back at any point or any shape or form, and I'm just gonna send it. This was really a very successful run.
GG, amazing stuff, man.
And this
Outstanding.
this room shows you why this game or this category is called 8-bit. Because we run this category right up until the point we transition into
Spoilers?
boom, 16-bit. Nice hat, brother.
Wow, that's a cool hat.
The best reward for clearing the tower. The best hat around.
Anyone like the Yamaha sound chip? From the old Sega Genesis?
Thank you guys very, very much for commentating, because I cannot do two things at once. If I want to send it or if I can talk, I have to choose one. So I'm truly grateful for the fantastic commentary from Grondius and Calberry. Other than that,
Thank you for that excellent run. That was incredible.
An honor and a pleasure. Thanks, man.
I tried my best. Other than that, thank you Indiethon for letting me showcase this game. This is a really fun game, so if anyone is interested in speedrunning the game, you can always join the Sabotage Speedrunning Discord. We have lots of helpful people there. I think this is one of the nicest communities I've ever met, and I've speedrun like maybe around 6 years. They're a cool bunch, so if you're thinking of joining the game, you're more than happy to do so. Anything you gentlemen want to add?
Not too much
thank
for
you
me,
so much
just
for having me. I'm
Thanks,
very,
everybody. Yeah.
very thankful you're running this event. This is awesome to see things like this and for a wonderful cause, and like all these wonderful games, all these chances to go meet new communities, make new friends, and learn new interests. So go out there and do something. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. See
Thanks.
ya.
Awesome. Thank you very much for this super awesome run. I can only agree. If you haven't played this game, please check it out. It's one of my favorites as well. And yeah, guys, this was The Messenger, and this is the end of my hosting shift. I'll give you into the very capable hands of my friend Double Double, and we are going to jump into a quick intermission, play some ads, and after we come back, we'll get to see Evil Land. So, yeah, take care, everybody.